Do you think Pathaan did get some audience and glory back to the industry, some much needed positivity?
जो भी फिल्म जिसने भी अच्छा किया है, चाहे पठान हो, अवतार हो, I myself watched Avatar and I really enjoyed it. I missed watching Kantara in theaters, but I watched it on OTT and I really enjoyed that film.
You play a journalist.
I'm sure you know better than me that कितने सारे journalists हैं, especially crime beat journalism में, who work literally in the shadows.
You are happy with the OTT release?
फिल्में इतनी अच्छी बनानी पड़ेंगी कि चाहे वो थिएटर में आए या OTT पे आए, people should be happy. Hi guys, I'm Yami Gautam and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Yami, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. Good to see you after a long time.
Thank you, Rohit. Yeah, same here. I think it's been a while since we had a conversation.
It has been a while. But we keep seeing you, and now thanks to Instagram and everything, we know what everyone is up to and how you were doing.
What has life come down to?
Right. But to look at it in a good way, at least we know, chalo, everything is fine. You know, people are posting stuff, they're traveling. So it's a good space to be in, I feel. Right. You know, coming to Lost, I saw the trailer and it says, you know, inspired by true events. So what do you want to give the audience an idea? What is it based on? Is it based on a particular incident? Or?
It is based on an amalgamation actually of an incident, and of course you build a story around it. So and it is an investigative thriller, but Dada likes to call it, and with an undertone of an emotional drama also. It's also about human drama. It's not one of those thrillers where you are I'm just looking for someone. It also has an underlying tone of some things which are lost. So lost is basically, I think, a metaphor not just for a person that he's looking for, but also a lot of basic things that I think in today's life, you know, when it comes to human values or integrity, be it in media profession or maybe around us with anyone, you know, things like शायद हमें लगे कि अरे इतनी सी बात है, बहुत छोटी सी बात, इतनी सी बात को थोड़ी seriously लेते हैं, but maybe for some people, someone like her, what her character is based on, she takes her job very seriously and she's like नहीं, अभी भी ऐसे लोग हैं जो अपना काम को एक उस responsibility से पूरा करना चाहते हैं. For me, it's not just a story or just हाँ कुछ लिख दिया जो भी facts है. I have to get to the root of it, and when she gets there, it's a lot more than what just meets the eye or what. So hence, it's not just like another thriller which is adding to the list, because aajkal itne thrillers hai. I've myself been a part of one. And but then how can you make different derivatives of the same genre? I think that's interesting. That's creativity. And I think Dada has been very true to himself, the kind of filmmaker he is, with Lost also. So I hope you like it. Right.
Looking forward to it. So when he came with this, what was the hook for you? What related to you the most?
Rohit, I was excited when I got this script, especially knowing Tonida will be directing it. We've all loved Pink. So without even meeting the person, you get to know a filmmaker's sensibilities and his aesthetic sense and what space, you know, a filmmaker comes from. So जब मैंने script पढ़ी, मुझे लगा कि बहुत, अब मैं सोच रही हूँ अच्छी स्क्रिप्ट को और कैसे डिफाइन करूँ कि मुझे क्या अच्छा लगा. मुझे लगा कि कहीं कुछ प्रिटेंस नहीं है. इट्स नॉट प्रिटेंशियस, इवन दो इट्स ट्राइंग टू टॉक अबाउट सम थिंग्स, जैसे मैंने आपसे बात की, बट कुछ प्रिटेंशियस नहीं है या कहीं भी कुछ वर्बोस नहीं है या कहीं भी मुझे फोर्स नहीं लगा. मुझे फील हुआ, मुझे लगता है जहाँ पर अगर हम एक ऐसी फिल्म की बात करें जहाँ पे सोशल मैसेजिंग है या ऐसा कुछ है जहाँ बहुत फोर्स्ड वो समझ में आ जाता है देख के कि ये इसकी जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इट्स अ फिल्म और उसका काम है आपको एंटरटेन करना ऑडियंस को और एंगेज करना. वहां पे अगर आप कोई ऐसी बात एक कह दो जो चुभे ना, जो लगे ना और समझ भी आए बट आपको अच्छा लगे देख के, आई थिंक that's about
it. Right.
So I liked it. I love the room.
Right. You know, when a director comes out of a film like Pink, that's a big reassurance for an actor when you're going into that.
It is, but having said that, I feel the script is really important. I think, of course, as I said, you get to know a filmmaker's aesthetic sense. You get to know, the previous work is, of course, a reflection of their mind at some depth, but you're as good as what you're doing currently. And same goes for actors also. I think same goes for everyone. So for me, it's always now it's always the script.
Right. And you play a journalist here. What, firstly, is there any reference of a journalist? Did you see a few journalists and be like, let's be like them? Or did you pick up things from different people?
नहीं Rohit, कोई reference नहीं था as such. किसी particular journalist पे based या किसी को ध्यान में रखकर मैंने सोचा हो, नहीं. I had different जो भी एक rough reference होता है दिमाग में, but they're only limited to what I've seen visually. There's so many, I'm sure you know better than me that कितने सारे journalists हैं, especially crime beat journalism में, who work literally in the shadows, and risking their lives. I'm talking especially of the ones, तो सिर्फ जो essence है ऐसे journalists का, who take their work, who, as I said, who understand the coexistence of their right and their duty at the same time.
So true.
Carefully. I think that is what the character is based on. A number of times we feel, because one of your colleagues asked me this question, that if you were a journalist and you got your hands on a news which is really big and some big politician is doing something illegal, would you, what would you do? I said, I have to see, instinctively you would feel like that, just go for it. But you have to see the repercussion. You have to, it also comes with a sense of duty that, and get deeper to the depth of it and not just what maybe looks, on the surface. So I said, it's a very complicated question. Thankfully, I'm not in that space. So didn't have anybody in mind. There are a couple of films that I'd watched in the past and I really liked. And like Spotlight, I think, is one of my favorite films in that genre.
Yes, absolutely amazing.
अगर आप देखें तो उसमें ऐसा कहीं नहीं लगा कि किसी ने कोई reference लिया है. They're very natural. They're very. It's just like there's a camera in the office and it's just.
They made it their own. Absolutely.
They made it their own. So I think that was the idea.
Right, but did this, these are such strong questions asked to you, and I'm sure during the filming also you all realized, did this give you an idea what this job of journalism and journalists and, give, what a huge responsibility of a job it is?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We always felt it, but we knew it to only a very parochial aspect in terms of entertainment, maybe journalism, but उसमें भी कई बार feel होता था कि नहीं यार, मतलब कोई क्यों इस तरह की news publish करेगा या देगा, and then you after some time you give them a benefit of doubt कि ठीक है, it's somebody's just the way this is our bread and butter, this is probably theirs, but then it's a very thin line, that line is also there in the film, that such जो है या सही करना, what do you choose? That's a very, very fine line, and you have to make some tough choices. And given the crime beat journalism, of course, I mean, I just had to live the part for those 40 days.
Wow.
But we were literally living on the streets, and that's the life I'm sure of in journalism. And you're risking your life. You don't have security. They don't have security, or they're not at. It doesn't come with those, those facilities. But you're doing it. So I'm sure the only reason why you're doing it, because of the passion you hold for the job that you do, and at some level you really get the essence of it, which in today's time, I'm sure, वो ही होता है कि आपको, I don't know how many people really want to get to the literally like the bottom or the soul of those things.
Right.
And so I anyway had a lot of respect, but just to get to the skin of the character and just to literally feel what it must be like, it wasn't easy.
Right. During COVID, we did see journalists doing a great job, risking their lives, traveling with migrants. That did bring a lot of I would say a lot of credibility loss if it had happened over the years. That did put them back on the map, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Coming to this story, so what exactly is happening here? You said it's loosely inspired, like from different things, but what has happened here that you're looking for?
Technically, I'm looking for Ishan.
Okay.
But as I said, I think it's quite a metaphor, and I think the less spoken is better for, especially when it comes to a thriller. When it comes to a thriller, it's a very tricky one how to, I think, describe your film. But all I can say, Rohit, if to talk little apart from Lost, or just to generally sum it up, we're seeing different kind of films being made and being released out there, be it in theaters or be it on OTT. And that much I can confidently say about Lost, that it's at least a step towards where we say modern contemporary Indian cinema. I feel in some way, in a very simple way, be it the technicality of it or be it the sense of it. And I think there's space for every kind of film. And even such films will find its audience, where it is an amalgamation of good content. I don't know, I think this is the most used word, I think, since COVID, especially content. But good films with substance, and at the same time, it has to be engaging for the audience. So I hope that Lost finds its wings with the audience.
Right. You're happy with the OTT release? This is what, this is the space to be in nowadays.
I find my happiness. I try and find happiness in whatever I get, and this is completely producer's prerogative, and I completely respect it because it's their money. So I always say that it's easier to always comment on the other side when it's not your money being spent out of pocket. Having said that, also because the way maybe the films have, most of the films have done at the box office, producers are feeling more. By the way, it's not easy even to have an OTT release also today, because the way the market has fallen and the prices have been slashed. So I think the only way to go about, the only thing that keeps me away from this whole thing of theatres, and see, theatres will always be first love.
Absolutely.
Films are always meant to be watched on the big screen. I mean, when आप भी अब अगर जाते हैं कुछ देखने तो मजा आता है. But अब ये करना पड़ेगा कि फिल्में इतनी अच्छी बनानी पड़ेंगी कि चाहे वो थिएटर में आए या OTT पे आए, people should be happy. That's it. ये है. सिर्फ थिएटर में आना काफी नहीं है या OTT पे आना काफी नहीं है. आप जो करें, brilliant करें, ताकि people are, audience is spoiled for choices. And not there are so many things happening. हम क्या देखें, ये मन नहीं कर रहा, ये अच्छा नहीं है, इतना कुछ है. अच्छा करना है, जो करना है अच्छा करना चाहिए. I think तो it'll find its audience. That's the whole idea.
Nice. Do you think Pathaan did get some audience and glory back to the industry, some much needed positivity?
Yeah, I think it's nice. As I said, if people are enjoying the film, then it's great. It's good. जो भी film जिसने भी अच्छा किया, चाहे Pathaan हो, Avatar ho. I myself watched Avatar and I really enjoyed it. I missed watching Kantara in theaters, but I watched it on OTT and I really enjoyed that film. Something different. So the whole idea, there was something different. Be it the visual, be it the story, or the simplicity of the story. So likewise, I think slowly and steadily it'll happen. But I think audience is being very selective. They are very sure कि ये हमें देखना है या ये हमें नहीं देखना है. Even with OTT. My parents said, wherever the film comes, if I want to watch it, I will watch it. If I don't want to watch something, I'll not watch something.
On OTT.
So the pressure is absolutely, not a pressure, but the responsibility is on the writers. Is on the directors and the producers. Actors should come in the end. Because our actors are the face usually for promotions or for the films. We're always in front of the camera. But actually our job is till there to do what we're asked to do. And it's the time for creative juices now to flow and to make things. That's the only way magic will happen. And not the other way around. Hi guys, I'm Yami Gautam and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.